message. Let's gather over on this side here, okay? If you want to grab a seat on that pew, that'd be great. Yeah. So we've been talking a lot about the people of Israel, right? And how they were set free from slavery in Egypt. And they traveled in the wilderness, and God guided them through that wilderness. Here, grab a seat right over here, Lucy. Oh, is there room there? Okay. So, there's room, isn't there? Yeah. Okay. So the people of Israel were traveling through the wilderness, and God brought them to a mountain called Mount Sinai. Okay? And God told Moses that, hey, in 3 days, I want the people of Israel to all be gathered at the foot of the mountain, at the very bottom. There is going to be a very special visit from God on the mountain there. And Moses was going to be allowed to be there, but the people had to stay down below. And so God told Moses there's some instructions, very important instructions, that the people need to follow to prepare for this special visit that God would have on the mountain. Okay? So one of the things that God told the people to do is that they needed to wash their clothes. Okay? Now, if they had been traveling in the wilderness, their clothes are probably kind of dusty and dirty. So they were to wash their garments, and they were to be consecrated. So I suppose they maybe had some water to kind of clean up a little bit, right? And maybe consecrate the people, sprinkle some water on the head maybe. Oh, you got some dirt on your knee. Okay, we got to clean you up a little bit. You actually have food on your mouth. Okay, got to get you clean. Okay, they had to get all prepared for this special day when God would meet with them on Mount Sinai. Okay. You look pretty clean. Good job. Your hair is even nicely combed. Good. Will, you're dirty right here. See? Okay. All right. And looks good. Okay, so you're consecrated and you washed your garments. Now, the other thing that God said to do, and this is really important, okay? Because if the people didn't follow this rule, they would die. Okay? So that's a pretty important rule, isn't it? God said, okay, we're going to pretend that the steps up here is the mountain. God said that you need to place a boundary around the mountain, and no one is to cross that boundary. Okay? If someone crosses the boundary, they're going to die. Okay? So I've got some ribbon here. Maybe they use something like this. So I want everyone to line up all the way around the edge here, and we're going to pass the ribbon along. So line up all the way down to the end there. I'll go up in the middle. So some of you come and line up all the way along this way too, okay? All right, Lindsay, you get to start us here. Tie a knot right here with this ribbon, okay? We're making a boundary. And I want you guys to just kind of wrap it around this pole all the way down. So you pass it around. Wrap it around the pole. Okay? And pass it down. Okay? Keep going. Good job, okay? Now, God was going to allow Moses to go up on the mountain with him, and he was also going to allow Aaron to come too, okay? Remember, Aaron was kind of Moses' associate, right? Now, there's something else that was going on the mountain that the people could see and hear and even feel, okay? God's presence on the mountain was going to be something that the people could see. There was going to be thick clouds on the top of the mountain. There was going to be fire on the top of the mountain, and smoke would be rising up, okay? There would also be thunder and lightning flashes, okay? You guys have been in thunder and lightning before, haven't you? Okay? Yeah, so that was going to be part of God's presence on the mountain. Let's see here. When God talked to Moses, the people down below would be able to hear God speaking to Moses as thunder, okay? So it was going to be a really incredible experience. But you know what? As the people were there at the foot of the mountain, and they heard and saw all these things, it says that the people actually trembled. It actually caused them to be kind of scared because of God's presence there. Okay, Lucy, you do a little more wrapping around there. Yeah, it's sneaky. It'll get away from you. Yeah, okay. Lucy, you wrap it a time or two. And then we got to get it all the way over here, because we need a boundary all the way around the mountain, right? Okay. Great. I'll grab it here now. All right, we're going to swing all the way across. Now, what would happen if the people crossed the boundary? Do you remember? Okay, you guys wrap it around once each and pass it down, okay? They would die. It was very serious that the people prepared in the way that God said that they should prepare, okay? So if you've had a chance to wrap it around the railing, then maybe you guys can go back and take a seat, okay? We're almost done. And Derek, bring it all the way down and tie it at the end, okay? Great job. Okay, so let's review. Who could go up on the mountain? Moses and Aaron. If someone crossed the boundary and thought, you know what, I'm going to go see what this looks like up there with Moses, what would happen? They would die, right? Now, what did the people have to do to prepare for this visit with God on the mountain? Yeah, they had to clean up, they wash their garments, and they were consecrated. Yeah, come on over here, guys, when you're done. So it was a very special thing that the people were going to be there for. Now, we are going to talk in a couple weeks about some of the things that God told Moses and the things that Moses would tell the rest of the people. Okay, come back here. There we go. We're out of ribbon. Uh-oh. So the boundary is not complete. That might be a problem, right? Okay. Now, one of the things that God was going to end up telling Moses on the top of the mountain was what we call the 10 Commandments. Okay? And so we're going to talk about that in the coming weeks. These 10 rules that God gave to the people of Israel. And God told them to Moses, and Moses then brought them down to the people. But it was very important that the people followed God's instruction, that they prepared themselves, that they had the boundary, and that when they came to the mountain then it could be a good experience in visiting with God there rather than a bad one. Okay? So that's our story here today. Now I'm wondering if, as we have our message today, if you guys can draw a picture of what that mountain might have looked like and the people gathered at the bottom of the mountain, okay? Do you think you can do that for me? And then show me after the service the picture that you drew of the mountain with the cloud and the fire and the lightning and the thunder and the people gathered below and a boundary around the mountain. Okay, you draw one of those for me and then show me after the service, okay? Sound good? All right. All right. Well, thanks for coming up, you guys.